Welcome back to another reaction video. Ladies and gentlemen, happy to see you here. Happy you clicked on this video. Today, we are reacting to top 10 busiest airports in Canada.
Oh my God.
Yep. And so, of course, if you subscribed, if you liked, commented, and shared, we will say thank you.
A very, very big thank you. And mind you, we have just 2 international airports here in Cameroon.
Yeah, just 2, right?
Yeah, just 2. The one in
Yaoundé and Douala.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and even if you don't do any of the above, we still thank you for clicking. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go!
Go, just go.
For notifications, comments are super welcome. It would sure be great to hit 100 likes for this flight.
So with that, please take your seats as we take off into the wild blue yonder to check out Canada's top 10 busiest airports.
Top 10 busiest airports in Canada.
So before we go more in depth with our top 10, let's take a peek at the airports that didn't quite make it in. 15th is Quebec City International at 353,203 passengers.
Wow.
14th is Regina International at 355,000. 13th is Saskatoon International at 439,900. 12th place is St. John's International at 478,000. And 11th is Abbotsford International Airport at 504,000 people.
Abbotsford.
This is your captain speaking. We are now at altitude and you are free to move about the cabin. Snacks will be coming shortly. Thank you.
Number 10, located on Victoria Island and run by the Victoria Airport Authority, is Victoria International Airport, aka the Pat Bay Airport. The airport is actually located next to the city of Sydney and is about 25 kilometers or 16 miles from downtown Victoria. The airport has many regional and national flights throughout Canada, including runs to Vancouver and Seattle. There are also non-stop service flights to Seattle for access to more global and American locations. Seasonally, there are flights to resorts in Mexico. So how did it all begin? Well, the airport started out as a grass field in 1939 and was used for military training. When World War II hit, the field was named the Royal Air Force Station Patricia Bay, and again it was still used for training. The Air Force left in 1952 and the airport remained for general aviation until 1959, when it was again renamed Victoria International Airport. The Air Force returned in 1980 and used part of the airport for a helicopter detachment, which over the years have dwindled in count to just 3 search and rescue equipped helicopters. The year 2000 saw a big change to the airport when the newly formed Victoria Airport Authority began creating a terminal with departure zones, a waiting zone, and more. For the first time, annual passenger traffic reached over 1 million people and continued to grow up until 2007. Passenger growth again peaked in 2018 at 2.1 million, but then began to decline sharply the following year. 2018 saw many airlines including United, Delta, and many more drop flights, including popular flights to Seattle and San Francisco. By the time 2020 hit, flights dropped 70% and have yet to recover from their peak. The airport in 2021 had 673,748 passengers go through the airport, a huge drop from their peak of 2.1 million. Long-term plans for the airport include a new customs facility for the U.S. border pre-clearance area, as well as expansion to the North Concourse Terminal, a runway expansion, and a parking garage. Sadly, they are struggling to keep up with these plans for the expansion, as they are almost 12 years behind on their original plans created in 2008.
Anyways, of course, reach out to us and through our WhatsApp, send us links to recommended videos. We can watch them. Thank you for those who are recommending music, videos for us to watch. Some of them we will react, but if they have copyright claims, you might not see them here on the channel. And yeah, our WhatsApp number is in the description. Yeah, so if you reach there, you write us, give your own points of view, share anything you would like to share with us directly with us. We don't mind. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Inside, the terminal has 10 gates, 3 luggage carousels with limited Wi-Fi, There are also car rental agencies and a few shops and places to get food, including a nice open-air bar and a distillery, plus everyone's favorite, vending machines. I'll take the ketchup chips, please. Kelowna International Airport opened as a grassy field in 1947 on what was formerly a ranch the year before. The grassy field was used for general aviation up until 1960, when it was decided to pave a legitimate runway for planes. In the 1970s, a terminal and air traffic control tower was constructed, and commercial service had officially begun, with mostly regional flights to Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton. Expansions occurred in the 1990s, when in 1998 they doubled the terminal building and increased on-site parking. Passenger service reached 1 million in 2004 and peaked in 2018 at 2 million. In 2019, passenger counts dropped, and in 2020 they tanked 63%. As of 2021, passenger counts are up 12% over the previous year to 829,000 passengers. Today, the airport has a single runway and a terminal building with 10 aircraft loading zones and 6 jet bridges. Inside, they have a handful of restaurants, cafes, and trinket shops. They also have a Timmy's inside, which is quite the comfort after a long flight, I must say. Today, flights are mostly regional, though Alaska Airlines does have flights to see.
I don't know if I'm the one that is not actually getting it. Is the video omitting the provinces in which the airport are actually...
Yeah, the first one was in Victoria, British Columbia, right?
All right.
Yeah, and this one, I don't know if you mentioned the province. Yeah, but anyways, if you know the provinces, just let us know. And if anyone is closer to your own city or is in your own town, drop it.
Like to know.
Of course, I was jealous of people who are in these places. I see on the video. So give us opportunity to be jealous of you, legally and professionally jealous.
Oh.
Yeah, guys. Thank you. One of these airports would be the one we will land in when we're coming to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll land in one of these airports. It's a fact.
Right?
Yeah, we're going to arrive in one of these airports.
Comfort after a long flight, I must say. Today, flights are mostly regional, though Alaska Airlines does have flights to Seattle, and WestJet offers a few seasonal flights to Phoenix and Mexico.
Hope you're hungry because our on-flight meal is going to tempt your taste buds. We start out with everyone's favorite, poutine, topped with extra cheese curds and gravy. How can that go wrong? And the main course is your choice of a classic Donair sandwich. Or is it a sandwich? It's up for you to decide. The other options are a Montreal-styled smoke meat sandwich or a BC smoked salmon topped with little capers. And for dessert, you can have your favorite, whether it be a Nanaimo bar, a Dutchie, or a beaver tail. Heck, I just say go for them all. I hope you enjoy the meal. I know I will.
Hold on.
I'm enjoying over here.
Hold on. Wait, is it just poking fun, or is this actually what you are given on the flight? Yeah, I know the voice is not real though. It's not like it's a real thing that's happening on the jet. But is this something you are going to be given out for free on your flight in Canada?
Please let us know.
Oh my God.
God, be ready.
The next one is the Halifax International Airport.
Ooh, okay, Halifax.
Halifax is the capital of...
One of the provinces.
It's New Brunswick.
Sure.
I think so.
It better be.
Oh, is it Prince Edward Island? No, it's New Brunswick, I guess.
It better be. Oh no.
Dessert, you can have your favorite, whether it be a Nanaimo bar, a Dutchie, or a beaver tail. Heck, I just say go for them all. I hope you enjoy the meal. I know I will.
Halifax International Airport is about 32 kilometers from downtown Halifax, or about 19 miles. It not only serves as the main airport for Halifax, but also the main airport for all of Nova Scotia and the neighboring provinces. Finding a
Nova
location for the
Scotia.
Halifax airport was hard due to the frequency of fog and dismal weather. Prior to this airport, the city used a smaller location, which today is a park. After years of searching, they began construction of the Halifax airport in 1955, right smack dab at the start of winter. Talk about bad timing. Needless to say, construction crews had a miserable time. The airport was mostly complete by 1960, and it was officially inaugurated on September 10th. In the first few years of operation, the airport saw 180,000 passengers. Over the years, it grew to a peak of 4.3 million in 2018.
Wow.
Declines began in 2019 before it bottomed out to a total of under 1 million in 2020. Numbers have slowly increased to about 1,076,000 in 2021. The airport does have international flights to London as well as seasonal flights to Germany. Overall, year-round flights are mostly to major Canadian cities and other smaller Canadian airports. There are also seasonal flights to cities along the US East Coast and a few to the Caribbean. The main terminal has 32 available gates with 13 air bridges. The rest of the gates require ground loading positions. Hope you like climbing stairs. There are also several shops, restaurants, and cafes to enjoy, as well as a hotel located next to the airport. And to get out of the airport, there's also bus service to Halifax, as well as rental car services.
Ottawa International
Located
Airport.
just 20 miles from
Ottawa.
downtown Ottawa is Ottawa
Very
MacDonald
busy.
Cartier International Airport. It's named after John MacDonald and George Cartier, two
MacDonald.
founding fathers of Canada's Confederation. Ottawa International actually dropped from being the 6th busiest airport to the 7th in the country and continued to show declines all through 2021. After a peak of 5.1 million passengers in 2018, the airport saw a 73% decline in 2020, and then a further 14% decline in 2021. The airport moved just 1,170,000 passengers that year. Flights are also declining as many flights have switched over to seasonal or have just been flat out canceled to international destinations in the United States. Most flights at the airport have are now to just major cities in Canada, with a few select flights to major cities in the US and seasonal flights to Mexico. The airport we see today was built over the community once known as Beauceville. Early in the 1920s, the Ottawa Flying Club created a runway, and it was used for training pilots, especially during World War II. After the war, the plan was to expand the airport for commercial purposes and allow Ottawa to have its own municipal airport. The airport, as I said, was built over the farming community known as Beauceville. The Canadian federal government took the land from the farmers and residents, and with no monetary payback, built up this airport. The main terminal today now stands where the heart of the town once stood. Throughout the 1950s, the airport was named the Uplands, and it was used as a civilian and military airfield. It was actually the busiest airport in Canada up until about 1959. Back then, flights were to Toronto, Montreal, Syracuse, New York, and Washington, D.C. In 1959, a new terminal was built, and in celebration for the grand opening, the organizers asked the U.S. Air Force to do a low flyby over the runway at supersonic speeds. Unfortunately, when the jet raced by at supersonic speeds, it caused all the windows in the terminal to shatter and parts of the walls to collapse. Well, they reopened the terminal in 1960 and this time didn't have any exciting flyby. Anyways, the airport became Ottawa International Airport in 1964, and then was later renamed again for Canada's founding fathers in 1993. The airport saw terminal expansions in the early 2000s to meet with growing demand. Today, there are two main runways and a third small runway to the north used for general aviation. Inside, the airport has all the shops, cafes, restaurants, everything you'd expect, as well as car rental facilities and public transit to and from the airport. Winnipeg International.
Yeah, Winnipeg. Before we go to Winnipeg. So this the
Ottawa.
the planes.
Yeah,
No, the airport. Actually, they are carrying people from one province to the other.
And also internationally.
Yeah, because over here, it's not easy to see maybe a plane taking somebody from one region to the other. I mean,
We don't even have we'll say a regional airport culture, right?
yeah, we don't have that.
We don't have it.
We use
But
buses.
mostly, if at all, it's between the capital city and the littoral, between Yaoundé and Douala. and then Yaoundé and Maroa.
Which is very, very not common.
Yeah, it's very not common. We mostly travel from region to region using buses. Yeah, and so like an 8 hours drive, you pay like we could say $15 US. I don't know how much that will be in Canadian. That should be like $20 Canadian. Yeah, for an 8 hours drive in a bus. So you're going to probably pay something about that.
Yeah.
Winnipeg in Manitoba, the capital of Manitoba. Yeah,
Oh.
that's how confidently I was saying Halifax is the capital of New
of-
Brunswick.
Yeah, just to find out that is for Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. But anyways, I better be confidently wrong.
Than confidently confident.
But that timidly right.
Airport serves as the main commercial hub for Manitoba, as well as neighboring provinces such as Saskatchewan, Nunavut, and others. There are also many flights that connect to remote communities in the far north or northwestern Ontario. The airport opened in 1929 as the Stevenson Aerodrome, and by 1935 had daily flights to Fargo, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, and Chicago. Throughout the 1930s, the airport continued to build itself up, and by 1940 it began connecting to other Canadian cities like Montreal, Ottawa, Regina, and more. A new terminal was built in 1964, and then they expanded it in 1984, before it was demolished in 2011 to make room for new improvements to the airport. A new main terminal was finished in that same exact year. The airport was renamed in 2006 to... Okay, this is a long name. Winnipeg James Armstrong Richardson International Airport. Yeah, he was an influential 20th century businessman and aviation pioneer in Canada. So where do airplanes go today from this airport? Well, there are many flights to many major Canadian and US cities, with a focus on US Midwest travel. Also some key West Coast locations such as Los Angeles and Las Vegas. There are also seasonal flights to Florida and Mexico. Peak traffic was 4.4 million in 2018 and 2019. 2020 saw a drop of nearly 1.3 million passengers, and then a further drop in 2021 to 1.2 million. Inside the main
Why do almost all of the airports have their peak traffic in 2018? What was going on in 2018?
I mean, that's a very good question, right?
Yeah.
Because at 2017, every airport, the ones ahead,
The ones we have discussed
yeah, seems to be like really
are
high.
having their peaks in 2018. What happened? Very strange.
and 2019. 2020 saw a drop of nearly 1.3 million passengers, and then a further drop in 2021 to 1.2 million. Inside the main terminal, you can expect all the creature comforts of a modern airport, including newsstands, restaurants, and rental car facilities. There's also limited bus and shuttle service to Winnipeg and Brandon. Edmonton International Airport is a hub airport for northern Alberta and much of the remote northern Canada. I'm talking northern BC and the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, all that stuff. It is also Canada's largest airport by size, covering 7,000 acres of space. So the airport opened pretty late, in 1960, after a long search by Transport Canada to find a location for Edmonton's airport. The first terminal was nothing more than a hangar, and as airport traffic grew, so did the airport. Through the 1970s, it saw declines as well as in the 80s. It wasn't until 1995 that passenger growth finally bounced back up, and in 1998, a $282 million redevelopment project began. This included a new terminal, a commuter facility, parking, and so much more. Today, the airport has all the services you'd expect inside a modern airport, as well as an airport hotel. There are flights to all major Canadian cities, as well as non-stop flights to Seattle, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Denver, and Amsterdam. There are also many seasonal flights to Mexico and some to Arizona and Florida. Not to mention there are several regional flights to smaller remote communities in the north. The top destinations from this airport internationally are Seattle, followed by Las Vegas. I guess these people really want some good Pacific Northwest coffee. There's also a lot of new development going on right next to the airport, including new hotels, an outlet mall at Costco, and a horse racing track with a casino. Like so many of the airports we've seen so far, their peak was in 2018 with 8.2 million passengers. 2020 saw nearly a 70% drop to 2.6 million, and things haven't really recovered. In 2021, the total number of passengers is still a dismal 2.7 million. Montreal Trudeau International Airport opened in 1941 after a thorough search for a good location to place this airport. They built it over a racetrack known as
Montreal. Quebec.
Yeah.
I was confused with Quebec City.
The one is the most populated city in Quebec. No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's the second biggest city in Canada.
Yeah. Montreal. It's a French speaking city. Yes.
With Quebec City. Okay.
Okay.
Prime Minister of Canada. Prime Minister Tekla.
Yes.
They built it over a racetrack known as the Dorval Racetrack, and upon completion the airport was named the Montreal Dorval Airport. By the mid-1950s, the airport was seeing about 1 million passengers per year. During the late 1960s, Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau predicted that this airport would be overwhelmed by 1985, so he wanted to get a new airport built to help with the increased traffic. This led to the construction of the Mirabel International Airport, which opened in 1975. Upon its completion, it was the largest airport in the world by size, at 110 square miles. This left Montreal Dorval to just do domestic flights, while the new airport brought in international flights. But this didn't last too long. Trudeau's prediction, and much to the shock of the developers and politicians at the time, well, the new Mirabel International Airport didn't draw much traffic. It was further away from Montreal than Dorval was, and, well, airlines who moved to Mirabel moved back to Dorval, and Mirabel ceased operations in 2004. This left Montreal Dorval to grow once again. The other airport was just a massive expense to Canadian taxpayers. It was a complete loss. Montreal Dorval saw expansions in the early 2000s as well as a new hotel. Expansions continued into the 2010s, as well as a new plan was drafted for future development into 2030, which would increase airport capacity and expand parking. The airport currently has 3 runways and a modern 2-storied terminal divided into 4 different zones depending on flight location. There are flights to all around Canada, the USA, and Mexico. Flight traffic peaked in 2019, hitting 20 million. It dropped to 5.4 million in 2020 and dropped even lower to 5.2 million in 2021. There are car rentals, shuttles, and rail connection to and from.
You know that can be very discouraging, right?
Yeah.
This peak dropping like that. You can't be at 20 million and then the next year you go to 5 million.
Dropped by 75%.
Which is very, very unhealthy for a business. I mean, if you're not strong enough.
COVID was destructive. I mean, it set this planet back a couple of years. So many things have gone wrong with COVID. So many stuff. But then
again,
you can't question the will of God. The ways of God are not the ways of man.
not at all.
And rail connection to and from the airport. What is kind of funny though through all of this is that the airport is named in honor of Pierre Elliott Trudeau, the 15th Prime Minister of Canada, and the very man who said this airport needed to be replaced.
Wait, the 15th Prime Minister of Canada. How many Prime Ministers have been in Canada
Good
so
question. How many?
far? Which number is Mark Carney? Like, is the which position? Like, how many Prime Ministers have been in Canada before? That's my question.
I understand you, right?
I'm not asking you. Asking Canadian. I forgot you're Canadian.
Yes. So you understand you. Okay.
Okay.
Wait for the answer in the comment section.
Okay. That is fine now.
Had a new airport built, and had that airport fail. Interesting how history plays out.
Some unfortunate news, but apparently some of our in-flight entertainment has been canceled. Our video we were going to show about the most horrific, destructive, explosive, fiery airplane accidents in aviation history, well, we misplaced the DVD. So instead you're going to have to watch this, which can also be found on our channel. Explore Canada's most dangerous small cities with our video, The Most Dangerous Small Cities in Canada. It's sure to rattle your cage. We also got this really compelling series on flags of Canadian cities. You didn't think you were a flag fan before? After you watch this, you're going to know so much about city flags across Canada, you're not going to even know what to do with all this information. So it's not like you have a choice, but sit back and enjoy the rest of your flight. We'll be coming by with drinks and a few more snacks momentarily.
The third busiest airport in Canada is Calgary International Airport, located at the north end of the metro area. The airport has 4 runways, 2 main terminal buildings, and 5 concourses. Calgary bought and built up this airport in 1938. Prior, the airport for the city was built in 1914 and was nothing more than a grass field with a hut. But now was time for the city to show its face to the world. They named their new airport McCall Field, after World War I ace pilot Fred McCall. After World War II, the airport repurposed a hangar to be the terminal and got federal...
What's ace pilot? Pilot. I've heard of this. I've heard of this ace pilot thing before.
Really?
But I've never had time to check it out.
World War I ace pilot Fred McCall. After World War II, the airport repurposed a hangar to be the terminal and got federal funding to expand the runways. By the 50s, the airport realized the hangar wasn't cutting it to be a terminal, so they constructed a new terminal in 1956. Yet another new terminal was built in 1977 after years of delays. To celebrate the grand opening of this new terminal, though, the city was able to get British Airways to send a Concorde supersonic jet to land at the airport. Unfortunately, the airplane arrived a day late after the festivities due to mechanical issues. The airport got a new control tower and a new terminal building built between the 2000s and 2010s. As well, they completed the longest runway in Canada in 2013. The airport has flights to all around Canada, the USA, and Mexico, as well as some flights to Europe. There are also many regional flights to remote locations in the north. The airport's busiest year was in 2019, when it reached a record high of 17.9 million passengers. Wow. This dropped to 5.6 million in 2020, but then raised again to 6.3 million in 2021. Calgary International Airport is the 43rd busiest airport in all of North America, including Mexican airports.
Wow. Not America.
One of the most awarded airports in the world is Vancouver International Airport, located on Sea Island. The airport holds the distinction of being one of the best rated airports in all of Canada and recognized as one of the top 10 best in the world. Passenger traffic peaked in 2019 with 26 million passengers, but dropped to 7.3 million in 2020 and dropped even further to 7 million in 2021. Things are bouncing back up for 2022 though. The airport serves as a global hub to locations in Asia, as well as having the most diverse range of flight locations compared to any other airport in Canada. There are flights to Australia, the Philippines, Turkey, India, Mexico, USA, and destinations all around Canada. Also unique to the airport is the float plane division, where float planes fly in and out to locations around Vancouver Island, the San Juans of Washington, and up the BC coast. The airport has 2 main terminals with the name of Main Terminal and South Terminal. The main terminal has the domestic and international concourses, while the south terminal is used for the float planes. The city of Vancouver purchased the land for this airport in 1929. During the war years, the federal government leased and operated an airport here for training purposes as well as transport purposes. The airport's main terminal was completed in 1968. More major expansions were done in preparation for the 2010 Winter Olympics in Vancouver. A $1.4 billion plan was realized as the airport was expanded in nearly every way. While the airport is continuing to grow, it is still lagging behind its main rivals to the south, where costs are cheaper, such as Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, or even the much smaller Bellingham International Airport right south of the border, where nearly 70% of its riders are from Canada. The CEO of the Vancouver Airport Authority admits as much, as these airports just south of the border can offer the same destinations for a much lower cost and continue to take away Canadians from their Canadian airports. So back to Vancouver International, there are various transportation options including car, SkyTrain, bus, and shuttles. The airport has on-site lodging, restaurants, shops, and more to keep people entertained, including free Wi-Fi.
This is your captain speaking. Now turn off your Wi-Fi because we are going to be landing momentarily. Please make sure your food tray is locked in the proper upright position, as well as having your seatbelt on.
The busiest airport in
Number
Canada
one.
is Toronto Pearson International Airport.
Yeah,
Located
I
in
remember that.
Mississauga, Ontario, it serves the entirety of the Golden Horseshoe region. It is named in honor of the 14th Prime Minister of Canada, Lester Pearson. After the decommissioning of the Montreal Mirabel International Airport, Toronto Pearson is now the largest airport in Canada. According to the flight tracking company Flight Aware, Toronto International Airport is the worst airport in the world for delays as of 2022. So we're starting off great here, aren't we? Now, if that sets a bad precedent, don't let it. It's a busy airport, moving 50 million passengers at its peak in 2019. In 2020, that dropped down to 13.3 million and dropped even further to 12.9 million in 2021. To help meet this demand, the airport has several public transit options, taxis, trains, personal car, and others in the future in the forms of
Look at
rail.
an airport.
Massa.
It looks like a spaceship.
What type of design is this? Like,
It looks so futuristic. Canadian engineer said, hold my maple syrup and watch me do this work. Say, hold my maple syrup and cover me with a maple leaf.
Let me do what I'm good at.
Let me do what I'm good at. Love this.
There are also two main terminals at this airport, named Terminal 1 and Terminal 3 respectively. Yes, there are two terminals, and one of them is named 3. Terminal 2 was actually demolished in 2007 and replaced by an expanded Terminal 1. They just never changed Terminal 3's name. So there you go. Inside there are stores, restaurants, and cafes, and many other businesses to keep the flight weary entertained. This massive airport also has 5 runways and over 40 kilometers, 25 miles, of taxiway. Flights vary from national flights to every major city and secondary city in Canada to trips all around the United States and Mexico. There are flights internationally to locations all around the globe, from Europe to South America to Asia, not to Davulu. There are truly a massive assortment of locations to visit. It's no wonder that Toronto is Canada's busiest airport and the 20th busiest airport in North America, just behind Detroit Metro and above Boston's Logan International Airport. The airport was constructed in the late 1930s and into the 40s. The first terminals were a farmhouse and a wood frame building. The very first plane to land at the airport was an American Airlines flight from the US. During the war years, the British helped build up the airport with new hangars and used the whole place for training. By the 1960s, management changed hands from the city over to the federal government, and 2 new terminals were built. A third terminal was completed in 1991, and since then, improvements just continue to happen. Except for wait times, that doesn't seem to be improving yet. So that, Toronto Pearson International, is the busiest airport in Canada.
Thanks for flying with us today. We hope you enjoyed the flight. And if you did, please be sure to leave a like, comment, as well as hit the notification bell and subscribe.
Yay! Subscribe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This was
beautiful
beautiful.
paper.
They even have up to like, these are just the top 10.
Yeah.
And they have other ones that they have not even mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have only 2.
Just 2.
Ew.
And I've never been to any of them.
Yep.
What about you?
I'm not.
Someday.
We're gonna
get
go.
there. We'll get
Right.
there. Yeah.
Stop. Stop, stop, stop. Stop, boo. Stop, stop, stop,
Let's more.
boo.
Let's more. Okay.
Thank you, Canadians, for watching. We love you so much.
So very much.
So,